Jason Fox is a television presenter, adventurer, and former Special Forces sergeant, best known for the TV show SAS Who Dares Wins and the investigative documentary series Meet the Drug Lords Inside the Real Narcos. As someone who knows all about making calm decisions under pressure, Jason is keen to help you prevent yourself falling victim to financial scams. And on the subject of making decisions under pressure, if you are being pressured to make a decision quickly, particularly if it's about money, it's probably a bad sign and you should maybe run away, right?
Simple answer is yes. Now, just quickly, I'd like to explain that I have fallen, even though I claim to be someone that operates very well under pressure, and I have done in the past, I have fallen foul to scammers, and I've actually succumbed to some of these tactics, which is not only infuriating, but also slightly embarrassing when it happens. Yeah. And it's because of that I wanted to sort of get involved in this, because I've seen so many people, friends and family, fall foul to these things. And it's something that needs highlighting massively.
Yeah, I think there is maybe a bit of a stigma, because I'm probably guilty of it myself. We hear somebody who's been a victim of a scam and we're like, oh, that was silly, I'd never fall for that. But a lot of people think that, and then they do fall victim.
Exactly. I mean, it's easy to sort of point fingers, but we should never do that. And actually also, being complacent, thinking you're never going to fall foul to it, because, it's just not going to happen to you. That's the first sort of step down the path of it actually happening, unfortunately.
Now, what are the main signs to look out for to try and figure out if something's a scam or not?
There are a million signs. They always employ different tactics. They're always trying to improve on how they attack us with their scams. But the first one that they love using is pressure. That is I think the one tactic that they can almost guarantee is going to affect someone, because we've all got busy lives. We've all got other stresses going on in life. And if they hit you at what they deem is the right time, you will succumb to it. I got a text message when I was at work. It was really busy. I was on the move. I was in the back of a car trying to talk to someone else. I got a text through from a delivery company saying, you've got a parcel. It needs to clear customs. Pay this. I was expecting a parcel. And so I just clicked on the link, looked official, and off I went. And then the next thing, off they went with a load of money. So, it's the pressure side.
How did you know it was a scam and not just for the delivery that you were getting?
How I found out is I clicked on the link, I put the details in, pressed the sort of like pay button. And then it didn't really do anything. It sort of like just, it diverted to I can't remember what it was. It just diverted to another page. So then I thought, right, they're going to have sent me an email for the receipt. No email. I then tried to follow that link again from the text message, and it kept going to a dead end. And that I was like, right, this is definitely not right. And I started to contact the people that I needed to, my bank, etc.
It's interesting because under 34s are twice as likely to fall victim to financial scams, according to new research. What do you think the causes of this are?
There's a couple of causes. One is the younger generation, and I like to think I'm included in that, but apparently I'm not. They are tech savvy. They're very tech savvy, but because they're tech savvy, they don't think that this applies to them. So what comes with that is a bit of complacency. But what I'd like to point out is the fraudsters aren't actually, okay, they're using tech to get in touch with you, but that's not how it's working. What they're doing is they're then using that to pressure you. So it's actually your mind that they're targeting. And obviously, the younger generation, a lot of them are still really busy. They're working, they're trying to, find what the next thing is, trying to make sure that they've got money to pay bills, keep the roof over their heads. And that is why they're more susceptible, is because they are busy. Yes, they are tech savvy, but what comes with that is complacency. And then when the stress hits them from these sort of scams, they do crumble a little bit and they succumb to whatever the tactic is.
Is it harder on younger people because they tend to have less money, they earn less and have less savings they've built up, so the amount of money they lose is kind of proportionally more than it would be if they were older?
Exactly. So it's almost a vicious circle. So primarily they've got, less money across the board, which means they're always going to be a little bit more stressed in those situations. But then when they do fall foul to it, they haven't got the capacity to sort of like deal with it financially, because they're in that situation. And so they're getting double whammied, which is really unfortunate, which is why they need to look at the prevention side of things.
And it kind of goes against what you'd expect, because I think anecdotally we tend to hear about like some old lady that's fallen for a scam more often than a younger person. Are older people just more open about it? Maybe the younger people don't want to admit they've fallen for it?
I'm not 100% sure on why, but yes, I think old people are more open to it because they feel like they don't understand the tech world. So it's like, well, hang on, this has obviously happened to me. How do I stop this happening? So on and so forth.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other side of it is, I think the embarrassment comes with younger people because they are expected to know and be a lot more tech savvy. But like I said earlier, it's not necessarily about being tech savvy. It's about being, I'd say, situationally aware to stuff that's going on around you and how you're being targeted.
Yeah. What do scams look like? Because I think we have an image in our head about some rich prince from another country offering you £1 million and you'll fall for that. But most people aren't going to fall for that. It's other ones, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd fall for the rich prince one. No, they come in like. I mean, these scammers are constantly updating their tactics. It is like an enemy. Like I was in the military. Enemy are always trying to get better at what they do, and you've got to look at how you counter that. It's exactly the same with this. The point being is they can use any means at their disposal. It could be a text message, a WhatsApp, an email, or even direct voice. And so I've explained my one, which was via a text message, but you could get a WhatsApp saying or claiming to be one of your kids. You've changed your number. You're hard up. You're in a bad place. You need £100. Yeah. Now, some people will, because of emotions, they'll fall for that. But you need to take some time out, maybe message them back and say, look, if you've got an issue, give us a shout and we'll sort it out. Yeah. Talk to us. Another one is an email with people putting you under pressure for blackmail by saying that they've managed to tap into your phone tech and using your camera, they've recorded you doing embarrassing things and we're going to put it all over the internet. That's a scam. That is 100% a scam. And you will not be able to follow that up, and they will not be able to do that. And then you could also have the direct voice. So I've been in the vicinity of friends who have basically been phoned by someone claiming to be HMRC, saying that they're overdue on tax, it's X amount, and if you don't pay it, there's already a warrant out for your arrest. The police are actually looking for you. And I've seen people crumble at that, and I've been sat next to them going, put the phone down. That is genuinely not real. They would never say that and never put you under that sort of pressure to evoke some sort of really horrible response inside yourself.
On the other hand, some people may still get genuine calls from HMRC and other things. So how do you know it's genuine? Is it just that pressure that's the main thing?
The thing with, the pressure, the calls from the legitimate organisations would not put you under that pressure. You've got to remember that everyone nowadays has an obligation to make sure that you are in a good place, psychologically. They wouldn't make you feel horrendous for what's going on. And you also have the ability to say to them, look, can I take a few minutes? I'm going to get back to you. I'll use the official number on your website. That's one thing. But a lot of other times, these organizations will write to you as well. And also they will go through a series of security questions, not only for you, but for them as well. So there's lots of different things. And if you feel that it isn't legit, or there's something in the back of your head telling you that this doesn't feel right, then the chances are it probably isn't.
And a lot of scammers these days have no idea how this technology works, but they're able to spoof numbers. So if you look up the number that they're calling from on Google, it will say it is the HMRC.
Yes, exactly. But again, I would suggest that you should still take time. You can still look up the number, and they've managed to spoof it. But there will still be something within that means of communication that doesn't, they can spoof the number, but they can't spoof the system. They can't actually legitimately come across as that organisation. And you have the right to say, I'll get back in touch with you.
Yeah. Well, where can we go to find out more information?
A really, really good comprehensive pack on fraud awareness is by the online bank Marcus. And that is, their site for it is Marcus, that's marcus.co.uk/fraud awareness. So that's marcus.co.uk/fraud awareness. And that is a great pack. There's loads of information in there.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great to have you on.
Yeah, nice one. Thanks very much.